Let's dive straight in. Section 7. When your thumb decides to live its own life. Alright buddy, let me tell you something. If you ever wake up one morning and your thumb is just doing its own thing, like not vibrating with the rest of your fingers, maybe leaning off to the side, or twitching like it's having a solo party, don't panic. You haven't turned into a Terminator yet. Yup, this thing is called polydactyly, which is fancy talk for your body randomly decided to grow an extra finger. Like your body went, yo, 5 ain't enough. Throw a 6th one on there. Make it deluxe. And get this, some folks are actually born with an extra thumb. Like, the nurse hands the newborn to mom, and mom's like, is he healthy? And the doc goes, yup, comes with a bonus thumb too. But it doesn't stop there. Sometimes that extra thumb isn't just chillin', it's got plans. The rest of your hand is holding a coffee cup, but that bonus digit, it's out here scanning for Wi-Fi. There was this post on Reddit from someone who said their extra finger was so independent as a kid, they could press buttons with it separately. Imagine typing with one hand while sipping coffee with your extra thumb. If that ain't evolution, I don't know what is. Scientists say this kind of thing goes way back in our genes, like maybe our ancient ancestors were weird lizard people with 20 fingers. Who knows? Sometimes the body forgets it's supposed to evolve forward, not hit the dinosaur rewind button. But real talk, if you got or had an extra finger, you're not alone. Even some famous folks had one. There was a jazz musician who could shred guitar with his 6th finger. People thought he was magic, but really, his body just gave him a secret cheat code. Now here's the part that'll blow your mind. Scientists in Japan have actually designed artificial extra fingers you can strap to your wrist. You can hold 6 things at once. A phone, coffee mug, remote, sandwich, baby. Maybe not the baby, they're too wiggly. So yeah, if your body does something weird, maybe it's just beta testing a new feature, like a human update with funny little bugs. Bottom line, if your thumb starts living its own life, don't freak out. Just make sure it's not out there using your credit card on its own. Section 6. People who glow in the dark, and not because they're happy. Okay, listen. If the lights go out one night and someone in your house starts glowing, don't panic. It's not a ghost, not an alien, and definitely not your neighbor wrapped in neon. It's just a regular human with a slight upgrade. Yep, there's a real thing called bioluminescence. Glowing without batteries or bulbs or LED lights, like a firefly, but make it human. There are actually people whose bodies emit a faint glow in the dark, like they're carrying around a soft little flashlight. Not one of those blinding ones, more like the cozy glow of a rainy night window. Kind of romantic, right? One time this Japanese guy went to the doctor cause he thought he was being haunted. Why? Cause every time he went to the bathroom at night, he'd catch a faint glow on his face in the mirror. Dude, if that were me, I'd fill my whole house with garlic and holy water. Turns out the light was coming from his skin. Some chemicals in his body were reacting with oxygen. Basically, his body was doing a live demo of a chemistry class. Now, this glow is super faint. You got to be in like blackout level darkness or under a blanket to see it. But some people, especially those with weird metabolisms or rare genes, might produce this slight neon vibe. Their bodies are basically whispering, I'm a tiny flashlight, but organic. What's crazier? Apparently all of us glow a tiny bit, just not enough for the eye to see. Like having Wi-Fi with 1 bar. Technically there, but don't count on it. But a few lucky mutants have genes that turn the glow up a notch. They usually don't notice until they're camping or the power goes out and someone's like, bro, why is your neck glowing? And they're like, what? I just came here to roast marshmallows. There's even a theory that some foods or meds can trigger it. Take 4B vitamins, sit under a UV light, and boom, instant disco ball vibes. So if your skin lights up one night, don't call 911 or Ghostbusters. Just be like, oh, I'm one of the special ones. Then hit TikTok with the hashtag. Section 5. When hair shows up where it definitely shouldn't hint, not the head. Alright folks, when you hear the word hair, your brain probably goes to stylish head hair with an Instagram filter slapped on. But hold up, what if I told you your body might decide to start sprouting hair in weird places? I'm talking palms of your hands, behind your ears, your toes, and oh yes, smack in the middle of your forehead, like it's trying to start a freedom movement. What's the deal? It's called a genetic mutation. Some chunk of your skin gets confused and thinks, oh snap, I'm a scalp. And next thing you know, your shoulder's growing a proud little strand like it's auditioning for a shampoo ad. Someone even said they had hair growing out of their elbow. Bro, that joint ain't for styling. It's for bending. Reddit is full of pics of rogue hairs popping out in places that honestly need FBI investigation. One person said, I have one single hair that grows from the tip of my nose. Just one. But it's like that one quiet aunt at every family party. Never talks, but somehow everywhere. And these hairs? They're tough. You can pluck him, shave him, wax him. They keep coming back like that kid you expelled who's sitting in class again the next day like nothing happened. The fancy name for this is hypertrichosis, aka light werewolf mode. Some people are born with a ton of body hair. One guy even had hair all over his face, like his DNA accidentally left the Halloween setting turned on. Scientists think this goes way back to our caveman genes. Like deep inside, our DNA still thinks we live in a cave and need extra insulation. So boom, welcome to shoulder hair 2.0. So if one day you look in the mirror and spot a mystery hair waving hello from a weird spot, take a breath, smile, and say, yep, my body's just trying to be extra. Just watch out. If those hairs start talking, then yeah, time to call Marvel. Section 4. Did you really grow a tail? Or just watch too much TikTok? Alright, sit back. We're about to talk about something that usually only shows up in anime, video games, or straight up nightmares. Humans growing tails. Now don't think I'm just messing with you or blaming TikTok filters for everything. There are actually people born with something that looks like a little tail. It's not wagging or swatting flies or anything. It's just a tiny fleshy nub at the base of their spine, like their body accidentally hit return to monkey mode in the system update. One guy said when his kid was born, the doctor smiled and said the baby's totally healthy, but also comes with a little bonus. Then they open the diaper and boom, a mini hot dog hanging out back there. No pain, no danger, just a random mutation where the body's like, let's try adding a tail again. It might be useful this time. So science time, the fun kind when we're still in the womb. All humans actually do grow a little tail. No joke. It's like a demo version of what animals have. But after a few weeks, the body's like, nah, forget that. These guys are gonna walk upright and pay taxes, and the tail gets reabsorbed, unless the body gets distracted. Maybe it went to make tea and forgot to finish the cleanup. Boom, baby born with a tiny tail. The funny part? On TikTok, people slap on fake tails with glue or filters and claim their mutants were evolved. And folks don't realize this kind of stuff actually does happen IRL. Super rare, but real. Remember that kid in school who wore a wolf hoodie and made growling noises? If this mutation hit him, he'd probably be leading a pack by now. But here's the thing, human tails don't really do anything. They're not for balance like cats, or swimming like whales. Just an extra thing, like the body's beta feature that didn't make it to final production. And yeah, there are people getting surgery to attach fake tails cause they feel like something's missing. Bro, I can't even hold a drink with both hands without spilling, and you're out here trying to grow a tail? Maybe it's useful if the remote falls behind the couch? So if one day you feel a little bump at the base of your back, don't panic. You're not turning into a Pokemon. You're not the next superhero generation. Your body's just saying, let's spice things up. Tail edition. Section 3. When you've got a sixth sense, but only for finding pizza. Alright, listen up. If you're one of those people who can smell pizza from like 2 miles away, or somehow know there's chocolate cake in the fridge without even opening it, you might have a sixth sense, but not the talk to ghosts kind. Nah, this one's for food. Some people are talking about food radars, like their body's wired with GPS that points straight to the nearest pizza oven. One dude said every time a pizza box passed him, sealed or not, his brain went edible object detected. Approach immediately. What's going on? Turns out, some people have genetic mutations that make their smell or taste receptors superpowered. Like if I sip coffee and say, it's bitter, they'll be like, actually, it has hints of wet Ethiopian soil. Bruh, what? I even heard someone claim they could tell who made the food just by the smell. Dude sniffs a piece of bread and goes, oh, this is Aunt Sarah, she always oversalts by 12%. I'd know that salt punch anywhere. If that ain't a superpower, I don't know what is. Some folks even have something called synesthesia, where one sense activates another. Like, they can taste colors or smell sounds. Imagine someone eats a slice of pizza and says, tastes like lavender blue. What do you even say to that, other than, bro, just eat another slice and stop talking? And these folks are so dialed in that sometimes they sense food before it's even made. Like those people who walk into the house and go, I feel like mom's making spinach pancakes. And boom, nailed it. The FBI wishes it had that level of intel. But hey, sometimes it's a curse too. Cause if your smell is too strong, good luck walking past a burger joint without drooling like a Labrador. Your body's constantly yelling, something's cooking, something smells crispy, something needs to be in your mouth ASAP. So if you've ever felt like you have a mutant gift, but it only kicks in when pancakes or pizza are nearby, congrats. You're part of the new generation of X-Men. We call it X-Men, the Food Squad. Section 2. If your tongue looks like the map of Africa, chill, you're still alive. Alright my friend, let me ask you something. Ever stick your tongue out in the mirror and go, yo, why does my tongue look like the freaking continent of Africa? Sounds weird, but it's a real thing. Some people legit have what's called a geographic tongue, which basically means your tongue has random patches, cracks, and shapes on it. Like a cartographer started doodling world maps on your mouth. Someone on Reddit said the first time they noticed it, they thought they'd been possessed by the spirit of Mother Earth. Like, I was brushing my tongue and suddenly a new peninsula popped up on the left. But don't worry, it's not dangerous. You're not unlocking secret levels of life. Your tongue's just being creative. One morning your body woke up and was like, let's make the tongue funky today. Artistic vibes only. It might look freaky to someone who doesn't know what it is. One of our followers said they went to the dentist and the doc stared and went, "Oh, what is that?" And they're like, not fungus, not a virus, just my personal continent. What causes it? No one knows exactly. Could be genetics, could be food sensitivity, or maybe your body was just bored. Like, let's spice up the tongue real quick. Happens. One guy said his tongue changes every week. One day it looks like Asia, next day Antarctica, and then it morphs into what looks like a dinosaur. Like your tongue's trying to cosplay Google Earth. But seriously, if your tongue looks weird but doesn't hurt, sting, or itch, you're good. Just give it a cool nickname. I know a guy who called his tongue the lost map of Atlantis. Now if it suddenly does hurt or change in a scary way, yeah, go see a doc. But if it's just chillin' in Africa mode, snap a pic and post it with the caption, my tongue, when it decides to become its own planet. So yeah, if your tongue looks a bit extra, just know your body's got plans. And who's afraid of someone with a map? Only people without GPS. Section 1. Your baby was born with a third eye. Call the X-Men. Okay friend, picture this. You're in the hospital, holding your newborn, tears in your eyes. Beautiful moment. And then you look down and BM. There's a third eye right between the eyebrows. Nope, not Photoshop, not a dream. That's a real baby, just seeing a bit more than the rest of us. Yeah, we've all heard of the third eye and spiritual stuff. Meditation, chakras, cosmic vibes. But sometimes the human body goes, why not literally slap another eye on here? And boom, a rare mutation called cyclopia, where one central eye can appear. Super rare, usually serious. But we're here for the fun side, okay? So if your kid shows up with something that looks like a third eye, don't go Googling, is my baby the next Doctor Strange? Chill. Could be a cyst, a benign growth, or just your body's idea of a practical joke. And the funny part? Some adults claim they have a third eye too. Like, I feel heat in the middle of my forehead when I focus. Bro, that's probably caffeine or a headache. But go ahead, live your best wizard life. Some folks even try to unlock their third eye by buying crystals, doing yoga, or fasting for 3 days, like their body's gonna go, alright, fine, third eye unlocked, now please eat something. But in rare real-life cases, babies have been born with a single eye in the middle of the face, caused by intense genetic errors during development. It's like if the blueprint for a house glitched and put all the windows in one spot. Still, if someday a kid shows up with a legit, healthy third eye, and they can see through walls or detect fridge gas leaks, I'm personally sponsoring the child and sending them straight to Professor X's school. And hey, if your kid, or even a friend, start seeing things no one else can, before you assume they're communicating with the fifth dimension, check they didn't glue an iPad to their forehead. Bottom line, the human body is full of surprises. Some grow bonus fingers, some get tongue maps, some might come with a whole extra eyeball. We're all kind of beta versions of the final product. Some are alpha, some are deluxe edition, with eye upgrades,